Oops. Good morning. Uh-oh. Is my mic not working here? Is my mic okay? It does not look like my mic is working. Test one, two, three. I can't tell if my mic is working or not. Let me try this again. Test one, two, three. All right, now it's working. Okay, good. And let's see here. Who's okay? Tyre showed up. Fury. Uh, if you've listened to my last stream that I had last week, then you'll understand what's been going on. Okay. And plus, it seems like I've got seen the endocrinologist now. Yeah, life's just getting hell. It's just getting hell. But anyway, um, there's a couple of things I want to bring up, and I may talk about the ruling on Biden like everybody else has had plenty to say about this. Biden being found mentally incompetent to stand trial, but he's still mentally competent to remain president. That whole confusing mess. Uh, I may talk about that later on. I don't know. Uh, that's not something, I mean, a lot of people have had a lot to say, and all to me, that's just piling on. What I've got, two things I want to bring up this morning is something I haven't heard other people talk about. Or if anybody has talked about it, I haven't seen it, and it doesn't seem to be getting much press. Um, let's see here. Let me see if I even remember how to share this stuff anymore. Looks like StreamYards had done some changing around of stuff since the last time I did anything with it here. And how do I, where is my, there we go. Here it is. This is from, make sure that's sharing right. Yep, it did. This is something that popped up on TikTok yesterday, which I had not heard. So we'll let you guys listen to this.
We'll start it out with my name is Rick Jones. I'm the Butler County Sheriff, Butler County, Ohio. I just came back from a national sheriff's training in D.C. Uh, 3 days ago, 2 days ago. We were briefed by the FBI director, Wray, the director of the FBI, and several federal agencies. There's 3,300 sheriffs in the United States. The President of the United States refuses to meet with the sheriffs of the 3,300. We have a hierarchy. We have a president. We have a vice president. The President of the United States refuses to meet with the sheriffs. He also refuses to meet with the police chiefs of the United States. They have a hierarchy also. He refuses.
So the question is why is the president or vice president, why is either one of them refusing to meet with the police chiefs and the sheriffs? Remember, the sheriffs are a constitutionally uh, appointed office, or is a constitutional office. It's unlike nearly every other office in law enforcement, which is legislatively created. Sheriff's office is constitutional.
Just to meet with them to talk about border issues or to talk about crime that's going on because of the border issue. We were also told by Mr. Wray, the FBI director, that there are more red flags going off now than before 9/11. Okay? When I say red flags, meaning people that are here in this country that are wanting to do harm to us. We were also explained we're bombing 2 countries right now. 2 countries. These people do not like us before this started. There's thousands of people here from other countries, 160 different countries. They're here not to be our friends. Some of them are coming because they're wanting to come here to the best country in the world.
And those are the ones that are trying to come to the country legally. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Anybody who wants to enter our country illegally, they're here for criminal activities and nothing more, nothing less. Yeah, the call the lid on both of our uh, elected offices there. You're right about that, Tyre. But yeah, there's I I don't consider anybody that's entered our country illegally to be a friend of the country. That to me they're automatically an enemy of the country when they can't even obey our laws on how to enter the country to start with. And anybody who remains in our country illegally, especially at behest of the government or governments, I consider those elected officials, in my personal opinion, they should be impeached or removed from office because they're harboring criminals. They're aiding and abetting a crime. But that's just my personal opinion. What's that worth? I'm just a fat old white man.
The way we see it, some are coming here to do harm to us. And we were told by the FBI director, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. We were also told 5.
And that's where that ends. It's not a matter of if we're going to have an internal terrorist act. It's a matter of when. How many terrorists have, I've lost count. Last time I looked, they had 20 some odd known terrorists that they've captured coming across the border. How many have gotten across the border that we don't know about? Fury, immigration technically is a federal issue, not even a state issue. All right. However, again, this is my own personal opinion. California has been allowed for over 100 years to control entry into its state, even by other citizens. They have up along their border checkpoints where the California Border Patrol, for lack of a better term, I'm not certain which office they come out of, but they can inspect anybody's vehicle for items prohibited within the state of Florida or within the state of California. Mostly agriculture is what they're looking for. but they can turn a U.S. citizen away, bar them from entering the state, and it's legal. Nobody questions that. But Texas and other border states can't do the same when it comes to people from other countries attempting to cross our borders illegally, crossing their state border into their state illegally. Double standards much? California can ban a U.S. citizen from entering the state, but Texas can't prevent somebody from crossing a member of a foreign national from entering their state illegally. To me, Texas has got a much stronger argument than California does. But California's been doing it for over 100 years now, or close to 100 years. Yeah, that's it, Fury. That's it. So yeah, there's that issue there. Now for the main story. This is the one that got my goat. Okay, well, first we'll take a look at Fox News's article on this, and then we'll look at the actual ruling itself. Hawaiian court says spirit of aloha supersedes Constitution and the Second Amendment. Democratic Hawaii AG hails court rulings as thoughtful and scholarly. Hawaii's highest court on Wednesday ruled the Second Amendment rights as interpreted by the U.S. Supreme Court do not extend to Hawaii citizens, citing the spirit of aloha. In the ruling, which was penned by the Hawaiian Supreme Court, Justice Todd Edens, the court determined that states retain the authority to require individuals to hold proper permits before carrying firearms in public. The decision also concluded the Hawaiian Constitution broadly does not afford a right to carry firearms in public places for self-defense, further pointing to the spirit of aloha and even quoting TV's TV drama The Wire. All right, now, first point. Yes, the state does have the authority to require people to hold gun permits to carry in public. I don't agree with that, but that's the way the current court rulings go. I don't agree with that one bit, but that is what is acceptable under current court rulings. It's just that they can't make these procedures to get permits so onerous that no one can get them. My basic interpretation of is every state is a shall issue instead of a may issue. They shall issue the permit unless they can find a reason, a specific reason, such as a criminal history, mental health history, to prevent them from being able to carry the gun. Yes, there's other things in there, yada, yada, yada. But those are the two major things. Individuals either got a criminal history or a mental health history. And the only ones there I agree with as a blanket is mental health. If the individual is under psychiatric care for certain mental illnesses, then they should not be able to carry a firearm. Criminal history, um, violent crimes, violent felonies, yes. But that's it. I mean, and you actually had to commit violence, not somebody you were with committed violence. Because we all know under today's, if you and five other guys go in to do something criminal, and one of the other five decide to do something stupid, violent, you are all guilty of that violent act. So, all right. Article 1, Section 17 of the Hawaiian Constitution mirrors the Second Amendment to the United States Constitution. The Hawaiian Supreme Court states, we read these words differently than the current United States Supreme Court. We hold that in Hawaii there is no state constitutional right to carry a firearm in public. This is my problem here. And I don't need to go any further than this. I do not need to go any further than this. The Hawaiian State Supreme Court just gave the middle finger to the United States Supreme Court and said, F you, we're not going to go by your rulings. If Hawaii gets away with this, if the state of Hawaii gets away with this, what is now going to stop California, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Arizona, not Arizona, but New Mexico, Washington State, Oregon State, Indiana, and Illinois? What is going to stop these states from doing the exact same thing if Hawaii gets away with it? Because once one state does something, and it's not stopped, other states, and then now see the left is cheering this. The left is cheering that Hawaii is standing up and giving the Supreme Court the fat old finger. That they've flipped up their robes, that these justices flipped up their robes, showing their bare ass to the Supreme Court and tell them to kiss it. Now the left is cheering this. I know, it's quiet. It hasn't made the news. But a lot of the anti-gunners, gun grabbers, they're cheering this. And I can see them starting to make their machinations to do this in these other states, like California, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. And once this happens, and the left gets away with it on them, and see, this is what these idiots, they always fail to consider. Once they get away with it on their end, and they do something stupid like this, the other side, the Republicans, conservatives, are going to do it on their end. And they're going to start taking Supreme Court, picking and choosing among the Supreme Court rulings and decide which ones apply within their state. The place for states to argue and fight out and discuss and debate the differences between the state laws and such is in the legislative branches. Exactly, Tyre. The sword of Damocles cuts both ways. The one unifying thing this country has had now since the Mulberry decision has been that when the Supreme Court made a ruling, that ruling affected every state. That ruling affected every county, every parish, every city, every town, every individual. Everybody fell in line with the Supreme Court ruling. There was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like it or not, they had those 9 justices had the final word on what was and was not constitutional. And if we're going to allow individual states to start telling the Supreme Court to kiss it, they're wrong, and they're not going to follow by their rulings, this country's just gone straight to hell in a handbasket. It's dead. It's destroyed. It's a walking corpse. I've been thinking about this ruling now for 2 days. Trying to figure out where I was wrong and what I was thinking. And I just couldn't come up with the spot. I just could not come up with anything saying that I was wrong in what I was thinking on this. If anybody else can, please tell me where I'm wrong. Somebody please tell me where I'm wrong, because I don't think I am. I mean, I'd love to be wrong. I'd love to have somebody come up here and tell me, hey, Shroom, man, yeah, there's this can happen without destroying our country. This can happen without coming up and hurting our country. Exactly, Fury. I don't know what else it absolutely infuriates me that this happened. Now, if you want to read the ruling yourself, let me post a link to the ruling real quick. There's the ruling itself, okay? Back to the news article. The spirit of aloha clashes with a federally mandated lifestyle that lets citizens walk around deadly weapons during day-to-day activities, it adds. The history of the Hawaiian Islands does not include a society where armed people move about community to possibly combat the deadly aims of others. Really? So, Hawaii. Hawaii Supreme Court. Are you going to tell me that back in the days prior to the the uh, beaching on the shores by the white man, that your that the Hawaiian people did not have intertribal warfare, that they didn't carry spears and clubs to protect themselves from other people? Are you going to tell me that nobody prior to that ever had to worry about somebody coming up and wanting to do them harm? That those islands were a utopia? Because I don't believe you. The court's opinion further states that the state government policies curbing certain gun carry rights have preserved peace and tranquility in Hawaii. Uh, that's why Dog the Bounty Hunter had no job when he lived in Hawaii. Because Hawaii was such a peaceful and tranquil state that he didn't have to do any running around to get people that jump bail, because they didn't have anybody jumping bail, because they didn't have anybody breaking the laws to be arrested. A freewheeling right to carry guns in public degrades other constitutional rights. The right to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness encompasses the right to freely and safely move in peace and tranquility. Yes, it does. And I tell you what, when I walk out the door and I've got my Glock 9mm on my hip, which is 99% of the time when I walk out the door and get in my vehicle to go somewhere, I move freely and safely in peace and tranquility, because I know I'm going to be able to defend myself from some idiot that does not want me to be able to move in peace and tranquility. So I'm protecting my life, I'm protecting my liberty, and I'm protecting my ability to have the pursuit of happiness. I'm not depending on others to do that for me. Because remember, the police are not there to protect you. They are there to solve the crime that was committed upon you. They have no uh, requirement to protect you. This is the part I found funny. In addition, the Hawaiian Supreme Court notes a quote from HBO's The Wire: that thing about the old days, the old days. The court's opinion states it makes no sense for contemporary society to pledge allegiance to the founding era's culture, realities, laws, and understanding of the Constitution. But talk about people wanting to believe in the Constitution is a living document. And this is why I'm concerned that other people haven't, everybody's talking about Joe Biden. And yes, Joe Biden is important. The fact that he's got dementia and he can barely stumble from one place to another. If he strings 50 words together without humbling and bumbling along, it's a minor miracle. Or he just had his fresh dose of whatever drugs that got him on within the past hour or so. But this is important. This ruling by the Hawaiian State Supreme Court, it smacks the rest of the country in the face. Tyler, you're exactly. An armed society is a safe and polite society. You're exactly right. And Fury, that's been a long-standing ruling by the courts. I mean, that's the one school shooting in Florida. That kicked all this crap off, where the one cop was actually prosecuted for failing to do his job, and his defense, which he stood up in court and he was found not guilty, was there is no requirement on me to put my life on the line to protect someone else. My job isn't to protect other people. My job is to solve crimes and write tickets and be an asshole. Hey, morning, Sora. It's good to see you. But yeah, this is ridiculous. And like I said, this is going to come back and bite a lot of people in the ass if this ruling is allowed to stand. Now, the guy was a jerk. The guy that this case, Wilson, he had a 22 pistol. He had it concealed in his waistband. He had never applied for a state license to carry it. So he was never denied the right to carry the gun because he never applied for it. I believe he came from Arizona and moved to Hawaii. And Arizona is a constitutional carry state. So yeah, he broke Hawaiian laws. So don't get me wrong. I'm not defending the asshole. He broke the state's laws. And when he was convicted of them, then they brought this lawsuit. The problem is how the ruling. The problem I have is the ruling that was made by the state supreme court and what their opinion is. That's where I have a problem. If Wilson had done the right thing and attempted to get a permit to carry and been denied and then fought that through the courts, and I would have been behind him 100%. Oh, Farrah, we all simp over Sora. Don't that's a given. But no, this. So I mean, I've got no sympathy for him. He did not go. He just decided he was going to do what he was going to do, and to hell with the laws. What, like I said, what he should have done was try to get a permit and then fought it afterwards. But he didn't do that. He decided to do things his own way, and it come back and it bit him in the ass. But now it's bit the rest of the country in the ass. And this has opened the door for other states to do the same thing unless this door gets slammed shut. I'd always thought that this was a door that could not be opened, but I was wrong. I was wrong. So I just don't know what else to say about it. People in the, we need to be concerned about what happens. Oh, okay, right here, the case dates 2017 when Hawaiian citizen Christopher Wilson was arrested and charged with improperly holding a firearm and ammunition. Oh, he purchased a gun here in Florida. Okay. He never obtained or applied for a permit to own the gun. And that was his problem. And yes, he should have done what he was supposed to do, but he didn't do it. I'm trying. Let's see here. Yep, there. Okay. More broadly, Justice Eden's thoughtful and scholarly opinion from the court provides an important reminder about the crucial role that state courts play in our federal system. We congratulate our friends and partners, the Department of Prosecuting Attorney for the County of Maui, for their work on this important case. So yeah, we're going to see problems here now. Other states are going to refer to this. I can see it happening. Other states are going to refer to this, and it's going to be the end of it. So, yeah, exactly, Sora. They quoted a TV show, an HBO TV show. Exactly, Fury. He didn't even do the basics, which is why he's he's in my you FA'd and FO'd. And there's even a 22 revolver. You dumbass. You're a dumbass. That's why I do say people need to follow the laws. They need to challenge laws that are bad law, but you've got to do it the right way. Because now, and I see groups on the right, some idiots on the right sitting there and wringing their hands back and forth. Oh, good. What constitutional rulings by the Supreme Court don't we have to go by? And you know, the first thing the left's going to throw up, like they usually do, or have been doing here lately, is, well, what's net? What as soon as the right does something along this lines, well, what's next? You're going to go after racial marriages. You're going to go against gay marriages. You're going to step in and tell the Supreme Court that since you disagree with them, you're going to ban all gay or interracial marriages within your states. You know, there's a few rulings the Supreme Courts have made that I felt were wrong, like affirmative action. Anything upholding affirmative action, I felt wrong, especially over the past decade. Calm down, buddy. You're okay. My sister, when she come down for Thanksgiving, or no, just recently, she sent down a care package for my puppy, some a blanket down, and as soon as the wife leaves for work, he jumps up on the couch and burrows underneath that blanket, and he stays there. But we keep our furnace set to 67 degrees, and that's a little too chilly for him. So he crawls up underneath the blanket and just sort of hangs there. I mean, 67 is comfortable for me, but he's getting older, and that he doesn't like it as much. That's exactly my point, Sora. It's very dangerous precedent. This is a very dangerous precedent that's being set, and I can see the like I said earlier, California. I can see New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New Mexico, Washington State, Oregon. I can see a lot of these solid Democrat cities and states, a lot of these solid Democrat gun left wing states using this as a jumping off point to do the same thing. So, but anyway, that is my rant for the day. We got Christopher Wray, and I'm going to go back to that first one. Christopher Wray warning the Sheriff's Association. That's not a matter of if, but when we have a terrorist attack inside the country. Well, Ray, why haven't you been talking to your buddy, your co-cabinet member there at Mayorkas, and telling him to stop allowing so many damn illegals to cross the border? Why haven't you been on him about getting the border wall finished to prevent these terrorists from entering the country? Or, you know, I know this is going to sound rather crass, but I think these people, in a way, are more willing to see Americans die at the hands of a terrorist than to prevent an illegal from crossing the border. Yeah, I said it. The people who are for the unfettered crossings, sanctuary cities, and all this crap, everyone that supports that stuff, they are more willing to see American citizens die at the hands of a terrorist than to stop a single person from crossing that border illegally. Oh, Tyre. Being serious for once, Fury, you have the freedom of travel, movement, and it's. Oh, wait, yeah. Hey, B Token, you coming in at the tail end of the stream here, buddy. I done had my rant for the day. All right, I did post a link to the uh, Supreme Court to the Hawaiian court ruling. I'll post it again for anybody that wants to see it. All right, it's posted there again, and when the stream's over, I'll probably try to post it uh, in the description. For everybody to read for themselves, because it's. Let me see how many pages is it? All said and done, including the is 53 pages. All right. So, and I just didn't feel like reading 53 pages of this to you guys today. But it was the state of Hawaii versus Christopher L. Wilson. For anybody that wants to look it up. But anyway, I want y'all to have a good day. Enjoy themselves. If you can carry a